Hey guys, it's me, Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl. I am trying something new today. As you can see, I am not sitting in front of the floor in front of my TV using my phone to record this week's recap of WandaVision. I am in fact sitting in front of my computer. My mom bought me a computer a few months ago. It did not have a webcam or speakers. We got speakers. I just got a webcam and I just downloaded this software called Debut by NCH Software to use. Great news is I am able to do screen within a screen with this software, so I should be able to update my trailer reactions to include the trailer I am reacting to, which means I will just I'll be like in a little square over somewhere, like down here, and you'll just see the bigger trailer behind me. So yay, new updates to trailer reactions, woohoo! So first time I am doing this for a regular recap video. Hopefully if this works, I will be able to do this for a lot more of my videos in the future, so I can officially retire using this and save this for when I am going out and stuff. I also have a vlogging camera I can use, so I have a lot more options. So anyway, on to this week's recap of WandaVision. You guys, last week's episode was crazy insane. Each week has just kept cementing the fact that WandaVision has surpassed The Mandalorian as my favorite show on Disney Plus, which I thought would be impossible. Definitely Clone Wars. So originally it was like Clone Mandalorian and then Clone Wars. And now it's actually WandaVision, The Mandalorian, and then Clone Wars, which I thought would be so hard to happen. But it did, and each week since has just kind of really cemented that WandaVision is the #1 show on Disney Plus. In fact, I think at one point it was the #1 show worldwide. So kudos to WandaVision. You guys are amazing. Quick, before I jump into the recap, quick update Marvel news. They have announced a couple things. Also, one Star Wars news. So first up, they finally announced the official title for the third Spider-Man movie. This is something we have been waiting for. The third Spider-Man movie is coming out this Christmas. The other day, Zendaya, Tom Holland, and the guy who plays Ned, who I can never remember his name, each went on Instagram and each posted a different title for Spider-Man. Well, today at about noon, it was officially announced that the third Spider-Man movie is going to be Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, I forgot it already. I think it's not Phone Home. Oh my gosh, let me look it up because I completely forgot it now. I got so excited. I got so flippin' excited about it, and I completely forgot. Okay, the official title is Spider-Man No Way Home. That sounds really ominous, you guys, so I'm really, really excited to see that. On top of that, they've also announced the air dates for both Bad Batch and Loki, which are two of the most anticipated shows this year on Disney Plus. I actually felt when they announced, oh geez. Oh my gosh, I actually seriously, okay, I'm collecting my thoughts because I don't have any notes today. Seriously, last year when they did Investor Days, I actually, because they had the sizzle reel and it looked like a full-on trailer for Bad Batch, I honestly believed that Bad Batch would be premiering this year. You guys, I was right. Just like with the 7th season of Clone Wars, Star Wars The Bad Batch will be airing starting May 4th, 2021 on Disney+. That is amazing news, and it is so fitting that it will be airing on May 4th because this is kind of a sequel to Clone Wars. As for Loki, they have announced Loki, and I was kind of off with when I thought Loki would start airing. Because of what they have been doing with WandaVision started airing last month and it ends next month, and 2 weeks later, Falcon and Winter Soldier started airing. I thought that meant that Loki would actually air in May. That's not going to happen. They actually have Loki will start airing on June 11th. So after Falcon and Winter Soldier wraps up in May, we will still have in April, Falcon and Winter Soldier wrap up, and we will still have at least another month before Loki. So, that means for Bad Batch, I believe we will be getting a second Bad Batch trailer sometime in April, because it seems like with the Disney Plus shows, they release an official trailer for them a month before they air. They released the second trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier a week ago. So I really believe that in April we will see a trailer for Bad Batch, and in June we will see our second trailer for Loki. That kind of throws off when I think the other Marvel shows are going to start, but I'm really, really excited that Loki will come out in June. I think it's going to be amazing. And as I think I've already mentioned this, but they are already apparently working on a second season for Loki. And I just saw online, I didn't read the article, that apparently Kevin Feige says they are looking into the possibility of doing a second season for WandaVision, and either Kat Dennings or the actress who plays Monica on WandaVision says the ending of WandaVision is going to be sad. So now I'm a little bit nervous. But let's not talk about the future. Let's not talk about the season finale of WandaVision. Let's talk about last week's episode of WandaVision, aptly titled Breaking the Fourth Wall. You guys, right off the bat, this was Modern Family inspired. This was The Office, two shows I have never seen outside of clips. So I had no clue a lot of the references. I know Modern Family did that whole like camera confessional thing, so I thought that was really cool. But The Office, what the theme started, everybody's like freaking like, oh my god, it's The Office! And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I know my mom has a shirt that referenced The Office, but I have never seen The Office, so I have no clue what's happening. So we wake up, it's the 2000s, Wanda's in bed, and she is talking about how, what can you expect after you extend the hex? And they show the scene of the sword agents freaking out and screaming with this really tearful music, and I'm going, it made me laugh. I don't know why, there was a lot of parts in this episode that made me laugh that I don't think I should have laughed at. And she decides she just needs a break. Well, that's kind of hard to do as Tommy and Billy come upstairs and point out that something's wrong with their game. It seems the reality is shifting. Things are starting to flicker in and out of existence. Things are starting to change between decades. It's getting weird. Of course, Vision is not around. And when Tommy and Billy question Wanda about this, Wanda goes a little, I don't want to say nuts because I don't want to be rude, but she kind of has a little bit of a breakdown where she says if Vision doesn't want to come home, she can't go out and find him and force him. So she is just like, she says she's punishing herself by doing a quarantine staycation. That kind of made me laugh. Because for me, my quarantine staycation, I didn't exactly stay home because I had a bike. And so I just biked everywhere and I didn't go into any place because every place was closed anyway. So that was my quarantine staycation. Agnes appears, and Wanda quickly ushers Billy and Tommy away just so she can have the day to herself. Things are still flipping out, and she's trying to control it. She's trying to fix it. She says she's fine, but she doesn't know why this is happening, what is going on. Meanwhile, I'm using Wikipedia because I don't have notes, so it's getting kind of very weird. Outside of Westview, Hayward has reestablished a base, and basically it sounds like he's going to bombard the heck out of Westview. Does not make me happy. Like I said last week, I think Hayward is a villain, if not the villain. I think he is the villain. He obviously is more concerned with getting something back. He's not concerned with the people who are in Westview. He's not concerned with Wanda, her mental state. He is just after something that he wants, and he will do everything he can to get that. This is backed up by something that Wu and Monica discover on their way to meet Monica's contacts. Darcy has managed to hack in to Hayward's files and finds he wasn't actually trying to keep Vision offline. What they learn in this file, which I think is codenamed Cataract, Hayward was actually trying to bring Vision back online. As Monica points out, he wanted his sentient weapon back. So basically, all that stuff Hayward said a couple of episodes ago about Wanda not respecting Vision's last wishes, where Vision said he didn't want to be brought back to life and he didn't want to be a weapon. Basically, Hayward's disrespecting all of that because he was trying to bring Vision back online because he wanted a weapon. So basically, Hayward is just concerned, as I said, with getting Vision back because he wants a weapon. He wants a sentient weapon, kind of like Ultron. It makes me think back, somebody posted a picture a couple weeks ago pointing out that when in Spider-Man Homecoming, Peter as Spider-Man finds one of the heads belonging to an Ultron bot inside, I think he's S.H.I.E.L.D. or a warehouse of some kind, like a S.H.I.E.L.D. warehouse. That makes me think that is actually what Hayward is trying to do. He's trying to bring back the Ultron Project, which is bad news, okay? Bad news. You don't want that. Even Tony realized that was a mistake, and Tony was kind of the brains behind the Ultron Project because he wanted to create a shield that would protect the Earth. They meet Monica's contacts. Come to find out, Monica's contacts are actually members of S.W.O.R.D. One thing that got me is the woman she went to talk to who greeted her. When I saw her cap, I saw the thing on the front of the cap, and I actually looked at it and I said, that looks like the symbol for Captain Marvel. Luckily, I did a group watch with some of the girls from my Amazons of Marvel group, and they point out that's actually a military symbol that denotes a certain military rank. I think they said it was colonel. Sad to say, I have had members of my family serve in the armed forces, have huge amount of respect for them. I know nothing about the armed forces, so I honest to goodness thought that was Captain Marvel's symbol. Oh my gosh. Where did you go? Okay, I'm sorry. My computer went to sleep on me. This is going to be where we're dealing with this. The way to get back into the Hex turns out to be a giant space car. Totally weird, but Monica is certain that it's going to work. So let us jump back into Westview. In Westview, we come across Vision, who has awakened, and he discovers the circus that was created by the S.W.O.R.D. agents. The ringmaster comes up and says, "You're the new clown. You're late." And I'm looking at Vision going, he ain't no clown. Vision is set to pair with the escape artist. Who is the escape artist? It's Darcy! Darcy is the escape artist, which I think is perfect for her. It is so funny because because they're all taking part in the Modern Family bit where they're talking to the camera. The way Darcy is acting, she is still acting like Darcy, just Darcy minus the memories. So it's really, really cool to see that. It's really funny to see her looking at Vision like, oh my god, you are so annoying and you won't stop hitting on me. Fine, okay, you take me out to eat. I want the lobster. It was so funny. But Vision is able to distract Darcy long enough to do his woo thing and break her out. And Darcy's comment is, wow, I wanted a guest spot, but this was nuts. He and Darcy quickly decide to run away and leave the circus, which is the opposite of running away to join the circus, which is what I always wanted to do as a kid. And I still kind of want to do as an adult. As they drive back to Westview, Darcy basically explains to him what has happened, his past, what is going on, and she points out that, you know what, Wanda's kind of had it really, really bad. She basically watched her home be absolutely destroyed by Ultron, join the Avengers to change the world, to help save the world, and just a little while later starts being called a terrorist and a murderer because of a mistake she made. And then the Civil War happens between Cap and Tony, and she sides with Cap, and she has to go into hiding. But she and Vision are still able to continue the relationship, which I wish we had seen more of in the movies. I mean, seriously, Wanda and Vision for life. They're the best MCU couple ever. Sorry, Tony and Pepper, you were beaten by Wanda and Vision. And she points out very heartbreakingly that Wanda literally had to watch Vision die twice. And the first time, Wanda killed Vision because he asked her to. You know, going back to Infinity War, Vision knows that he has the Mind Stone and he knows it is a danger to everybody. It's a danger to the world. And so the only way to remove that danger is to remove it from him. And they were going to do their hardest to get it out of him without destroying him. Unfortunately, that did not work. And Wanda was left with the devastating choice. She had to remove the Mind Stone and in the process kill Vision. If that doesn't make it hard enough, as Darcy points out, the bad guy that they were trying to defeat returns, is able to turn back time, which resurrects Vision, and then bad guy Thanos then kills Vision again right in front of Wanda. And I cannot imagine how devastating that must be. I know she's a fictional character, but still, you got to think about how devastating that has to be to watch the person you love more than anything else in the world die not once because you had no choice. You had to kill him to save everybody else, only for him to come back again and be murdered right in front of your eyes by the very person you're trying to defeat. That has to leave a lasting mark, a lasting impression, and it had to have been so devastating to Wanda. So I really, really kind of understand her mindset at this point, where she is, how devastating it is. So I really, really understand why Wanda would do something like that. It doesn't excuse what she's done, but I think we really have to understand where she is at mentally and emotionally to really say whether or not she is a monster. I don't think she is, because I think she just you can be the strongest person in the world, but go through enough trauma and you're going to break. And this is something we saw with Tony over the course of the Iron Man movies. In particularly Iron Man 3, he is dealing with it because he hasn't really dealt with it yet. So I think this is wonderful what Marvel can do with what the MCU can do with these characters is show us the struggle, is show us the emotional and mental struggle and the toll it's taking on them. So as is one reason why I am loving WandaVision so much is it's not shying away from the fact that Wanda has some serious health issues that she really needs help for. As Darcy and Vision try to make their way back to town, they keep getting stopped by stuff, and finally Vision just goes, screw this, I need to get back to my wife, and he goes, bye-bye, and I'm sitting there going, dude, you can fly and phase through stuff. Why didn't you just, and you can move faster. You're like one of the fastest people on the planet. Why didn't you just do that sooner? Hello? When I get annoyed, I usually talk like a valley girl. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's go back to Monica. Monica has gotten in the ship. She runs. She does it full speed toward the hex, and boom! The ship does not go through. Instead, the hex starts trying to turn it. Monica quickly jumps out, and we're left with half a spaceship and half a truck. I don't know. Wu looks up, and there's Monica standing there looking at the hex. And then looking back, and you can see the wheels turning in her head. Her cells are already changing, so why not just go for it? Even as Wu is telling her, no, 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 Monica's going, boom, yes! And she runs to the hex and starts bursting through that shield. And as she's going through the shield, it's clear there's a lot of pain, that there's stuff happening. And as she's going through the shield, we start hearing voices. And it reminds me of when she was being looked back, we hear some voices, which I think was her in Captain Marvel. This time around, when I watched it the second time, I did turn on subtitles. And the voices I heard, according to the subtitles, was you could hear Agent Wu. You could hear Maria Rambeau. There was Nick Fury. I think there was a younger Monica, and also the big one is you could hear Captain Marvel. And Monica kind of gets her strength from their voices. Burst through, and as she bursts through, her eyes are glowing. You guys, Monica got her powers! For those of you who don't know, I am kind of going to spoil this for you. Will you stop that? My computer keeps falling asleep to me. That's, like I said, that's pretty annoying. Monica has superpowers in the comic books. Monica Rambeau was actually a superhero who went through several names. She first appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16, which was released in October 1982 as Captain Marvel. So Monica Rambeau has been Captain Marvel, Photon, Pulsar, and Spectrum. And in case you're wondering what her abilities are, her abilities, according to the Wikipedia page I found for her, is energy absorption, generation, and manipulation, the ability to travel at speeds up to the speed of light while in her energy form, convert her body into any form of energy within the electromagnetic spectrum, and travel in energy through the vacuum of space, and intangibility via her energy form. So basically she's energy now, and that's something we can see because the camera does a great POV shot through her eyes of where you can see she's looking around and she just sees the spectrum. So that is amazing. But there's no time to stop and contemplate her powers. Monica is off and she is heading to Wanda's. She breaks in. Wanda is, of course, not exactly thrilled to see Monica. And she basically starts yelling at Monica, even while Monica's going, look, Hayward is after Vision. He's going to destroy Westview. You need to take the hex down. You need to help us. Wanda is, of course, not believing her. She uses her power to toss Monica up in the air, goes to drop her, and Monica lands in the classic superhero pose and rises and says, look, I understand what you're going through. And I feel like in this entire show, Monica really is the only one who can understand what Wanda is going through because Monica has lost the person she was closest to herself. She has lost her mother. Now, I don't know in the years since the first Captain Marvel movie if Monica has seen Carol Danvers, if she has seen, sorry, I'm trying to lower it. If she has seen Captain Marvel since then, I don't really think she has. But she has clearly lost her mother, and so she's going through that same amount of pain. And Monica points out that she has been trying to control it, but now she's reached that point where She thinks she doesn't want to control it anymore. She just wants to let it all out. She just wants to deal with it. And she points out that she is probably the only person, I keep adjusting my camera because I'm not used to it. She is probably the only person right now who can help, who understands what Wanda is going through and can help her. And I actually start to see Wanda slow down and think about that. You know, she knew Monica as Geraldine. Geraldine was someone she was close to before she learned the truth. So I really think that Wanda wants to trust Monica. And I really think she was. I really think there was going to be that breakthrough. But Agnes appears. Agnes appears, scolds Monica, and drags Wanda away. And as soon as Agnes grabs her, Wanda starts going back, like hating Monica and not wanting anything to do with her. Agnes takes Wanda to her house, and Wanda goes inside, and she just sits there, and then she notices things are a little weird. There's a fly buzzing, Senor Scratchy's in his cage, Yo Gabba Gabba's on the TV. I will never look at Yo Gabba Gabba the same way again. There's Happy and sandwiches, and she's like, where are Billy and Tommy? Because they're supposed to be here. And Agnes is like, oh, they're in the basement. So Wanda does what you should never do in a horror movie. She goes down to the basement. The creepy, dark basement where she walks down the stairs. I noticed there's what looks like a bag of cereal hanging from the ceiling. There's plastic wrap everywhere, and when she gets down to the stairs, she stands in front of this one gigantic sheet of plastic. And if you look really closely, I noticed it the second time I watched it, there was like blood on this plastic sheet. Okay, blood. Freaked me out a little. She goes in deeper, and there's like tree roots everywhere, vines, creepy, dark, mystical objects, and a glowing book that looked like kind of like the Darkholme from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The door slams. In comes Agnes, petting Senor Scrunchies like every single Bond villain we've ever seen, and she proudly announces that she is the witch Agatha Harkness. You guys, that big theory that pretty much everybody had about WandaVision, about who Agnes is from the beginning, and then some people started to question themselves after last week's episode, after a Halloween Spooktacular. Was she or was she not? It is clear she is Agatha Harkness, which leads into another catchy song. WandaVision stopped doing catchy songs. I can't get them out of my head. Called Agatha All Along, in which we see moments from the past few episodes revealing that Agatha has been behind some of these schemes, including, you guys, Pietro! Agatha is behind the reappearance of Pietro, which explains why Wanda was so shocked to see him and why he might not look like the Pietro we know from Age of Ultron. At the very end, Agatha declares that, oh, I killed Sparky too, and then laughs. In my head, I'm going, you evil monster, while I'm laughing. I don't know why. I feel so guilty. Every time I reach that part, I just laugh, but in my head, I'm also going, you're a horrible woman. You murdered their dog. Why am I laughing? So yeah, it's Agatha Harkness. And then, for the first time since WandaVision started, we get a credit scene! That's right, you guys. Finally, the tradition in the MCU has hit WandaVision. We had a mid-credit scene showing Monica having trailed Agnes and Wanda to Agnes's house. She goes to enter the basement, and guess who pops up behind her? None other than fake Pietro himself, who responds with the line, Snooper's gonna snoop. We see purple in Monica's eyes, just like we saw in Wanda's eyes when Agatha revealed herself, and then the screen goes black! And that's where we left off. You guys, it was an insane episode. It was another crazy good episode, and I cannot believe we only had 2 episodes left. And heartbreaking this past episode, it was not an hour. It was just about 40 minutes. You guys, they lied to us. They lied. I told you last week it was only a rumor that I had not really had confirmed, that the last 3 episodes were going to be an hour each. Sadly, this one was not an hour, but there is still hope that maybe the last 2 episodes will be an hour. But you guys, it doesn't matter. It was so good. I'm really, really nervous for the final 2 episodes, particularly the final episode. I want Wanda and Vision to have their happy ending, but everything inside of me says I know better than that. I know that they're not really going to get a happy ending, so I want them to have that happy ending, and if they don't have their happy ending, there's always fan fiction, right? So you guys tell me down in the comments below what you guys thought of the last week's episode of WandaVision, Breaking the Fourth Wall. What do you guys think about the upcoming release date for Loki? And what do you guys think is going to happen in the season finale of WandaVision? And do you guys think we are going to get a season 2? Also, tell me what you guys think of the news title for Spider-Man. And what do you think is going to happen in Spider-Man No Way Home? So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Also, let me know if you like this new setup, if you like me using this software, and I will continue to try using it in the future if you do. So, like I said, drop me a comment down below. Make sure you hit like if you like these videos and subscribe so you don't miss a moment of anything that I can come up with. Though, to be honest, most of my videos are just boring because I don't do anything. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I am sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and I will see you guys later. Bye, everybody, and thank you so much for watching.